Actually, yesterday was fun, we finally got to put a helmet on. Luckily we've been able, these last 2.5 weeks with school starting, we've been able to, have an hour of additional work, that UL gave us. So that was nice. So actually, you go into your actual first day of football, you feel a little bit more prepared or ahead of where you usually are your first day. So, but it was fun. Kids are excited, and just ready to finally get some pads on and get started here in a few days.
Well, what's the biggest difference between, preparing for a season with the pandemic hanging over, when you got to practice social distancing? I know football's not real conducive to that. How is that different from, normally preparing for a season that you've gotten so used to?
Nah, preparation for us is the same. We're going to prepare the same and do the same. Yeah, there's some regulations that you got to follow, and we'll do that. But other than that, we're going to prepare as normal.
How the kids adapted to that?
They've been awesome. The kids are better probably wearing their masks than some of us. We want to pull it down too much to talk, and most of the time they've been better than we have with that. Yeah, on the football field and things. So they've handled it really well.
With so many practices you have to deal with before the first game, you have to be careful not to avoid burnout.
Well, it's funny, we talked to the defensive coordinator today, and, we were talking a little bit about that. He's going to change some things up in practice today just because of that. You get to kind of the same old deal and just to change up some things today. So we're going to change a few things up in practice for them, not necessarily for the coaches, but, just to keep their interest and not a same old type of deal. So, because it can get monotonous, and what we've done the last 2.5 weeks, you're limited with no pads and no helmet, what you can and can't do. And so with those limitations, you kind of get in a rut of kind of doing the same old. So, but yeah, we've changed some things up starting today.
How difficult has it been the last few weeks to see other schools playing and knowing you still have 2 or 3 weeks before you guys play?
Actually, it kind of, just kind of fired up the kids a little bit when other schools got to play and got to, they got to watch some highlights and watch some games, and, so they come to practice, ready to even practice a little harder. So that's been good. I mean, it stinks that we didn't get to start when they did, but it's been fun to, watch, those guys play too, without having to sit there and scout somebody. So that's been good.
How difficult was rescheduling the games at the beginning of the season? Because with the restart, because you were going to, start off playing Candy and stuff. How difficult was rescheduling?
Well, for about 3 hours, it was kind of chaotic, but it came together pretty quick, because schools were calling like crazy. So we were able to get our schedule set pretty nice. So it worked out okay.
Can you give us kind of a preview of your team? How many guys do you have back? You have a lot. Where do you expect the strengths to be on this team?
Well, strength, on the defensive side, our linebacker core is be really solid. Our defensive line is, we got one returning guy up front, so I mean, there's a kind of a concern. We just got to get some of the younger guys to come on there. In the secondary, a couple stars back there, so we're gonna have some new ones back there too. But on the offensive side, really happy about our skill kids. Our skill kids I'm really excited about in the backfield receivers. Lineman guys, it's going to be a whole new unit up front, and so they've got some things they got to prove, themselves and to the team. But nothing that they can't do, but it's going to be some growing pains early with them. But they've been working hard, and I'm excited about coaching those guys. That's who I coach. So.
What's the first step you guys have got to take going forward from the beginning if you're going to be a contender this year and do what you want to do?
We just got to be us. We got to be sure that we're getting the guys who, playmaker, get the ball and get their touches in the game. And defensively, we just got to do what we, I feel like we normally are, is, sound and defensively and, and ball control on the offensive side. And if we can do those things, I like our chances.